A very good morning, students. In the last class, we were started with human reproduction, and first part of that, I have already posted a video. That is the menstrual cycle, a very important public 7-mark question. And today we are going to concentrate on two different topics. One is the male reproductive system and female reproductive system. And tomorrow we will be concentrating on fertilization, maintaining of pregnancy. And then we will be finally discussing on the birth control and the reproductive health. So with that, this chapter will get completed. Okay. So today we will concentrate on this male reproductive system. Now, in male reproductive system, the primary sex organ in the male is the primary sex organ in male is called as testis. So now, when you talk about this testis, it is a primary sex organ and we have pair of testes. So there are two testes will be there. So it is in pairs. Okay. So testes are in pairs. Now the shape of this testis are, it is oval shape. The shape is oval shape. And where it is located, the location of the testis are, it is placed outside the abdomen. Why it is placed outside the abdomen? It's a very important point you have to remember. The male testes are not inside the abdomen. It is presented outside the abdomen. And the reason why it is presented outside the abdomen is the main function of the testis is spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means, genesis is also called as formation. So here the spermato means sperm cells. So spermatogenesis are sperm cell formation. So the main function of the testis are the spermatogenesis, and this spermatogenesis is temperature sensitive. That means the sperm cells, especially the viable sperm cells, healthy sperm cells, cannot produced in our body temperature. So what is the body temperature? It is around 32 degrees Celsius. So it is the body temperature. So the sperm cells cannot be produced in this body temperature. So it requires, so that is why it is temperature sensitive. It requires low temperature. So sperm cell production requires low temperatures. So spermatogenesis are involved in producing the sperm cells only in the lower temperature. So it is kept inside a sac-like structure. So the testes are not inside the abdomen. Why? Because sperm cells cannot be produced in this temperature. So it is some 2 to 3 degrees Celsius lower. It is placed outside the abdomen cavity. So now in this lower temperature, so how this lower temperature is being maintained? So this is present inside a sac-like structure like this. So this sac-like structure is called as scrotum sac. So testes are placed inside the sac-like structure called scrotum. Why? To maintain the lower temperature. So what is the temperature here? It is 2 to 3 degrees Celsius lower than the body temperature. Understand this much, right? So now inside the sac you have the testis like this. So this is the testis, and testis will be surrounded by a membrane called tunica. Tunica means a membrane. This membrane is called tunica albuginea. Okay, so this is a membrane which is surrounding the testis, and inside this testis you will find many lobes like structures like this. So like this, many lobe will be there. Okay, around 2 to 250 lobes will be there. Now inside this lobes you will have some highly coiled tubes will be there like this. All these tubes are highly coiled, and these tubes are very important. It is seminiferal tubules. Seminiferal tubules. And the role of the seminiferal tubule is spermatogenesis takes place. So sperm cell production takes place inside the vessel called, inside the tube called seminiferal tubules. And inside the seminiferal tubule you will have one more cell called Sertolic cells. Okay, so seminiferal tubes, inside that you will have a cell called Sertolic cells, and this cell will be providing nourishment for this sperm formation or for this sperm cells. So that is the reason it is having Sertolic cells. We also call the Sertolic cells as nurse cell. So all those things are not there in the book, but still you remember. Okay, so these cells are Sertolic cells, are otherwise called as nurse cell. Why? Because it is nourishing nutrition for the developing of the sperm cells. This much clear, right? So now one more cell will be present in between these lobes, in between this ear like this. So these cells are called Leydig cells. Leydig cells. And we know very much, that is, for this spermatogenesis should happen, if it has to take place, or formation of sperm cells is always depend upon that hormone called testosterone. If the male don't have this hormone called testosterone, so a male who don't have this testosterone hormone will not, they are unable to produce the sperm cells. Okay, so this testosterone hormone is produced by the cells called Leydig cells. Okay, so we studied in the previously FSH hormone. You remember the hormones, LH hormone. So once again we can have a recap on this. This LH hormone will be involving in spermatogenesis, formation of sperm cells, and LH hormone act on this Leydig cells to produce testosterone hormones. Okay, and that testosterone hormone involved in the spermatogenesis process. So this is what the overall picture of this testis. Clear? Right. This Leydig cell is also called as interstitial cells. So only what is there in your syllabus I have discussed. In detail, when you come for the higher classes, we will be discussing on this. Okay, so I hope you are completed with, you got the sufficient knowledge on this male reproductive system. Okay, then the part of this, I'll just complete this diagram part of also. So when this seminiferal tubules enter, it will enter into another structure here, a highly coiled tube. This highly coiled tube here, that is called epididymis. Okay, dymus. Now this epididymis is a tube which is involved in the storage of the sperm cells temporarily. Sperm cell production in the seminiferal tubule. So this sperm cell, after production, it is stored inside the seminiferal, epididymis, and then it is entering into the vas deferens and all. Okay, so where the sperm cells are produced? Inside the seminiferal tubules. From seminiferal tube, it enter into the epididymis. Okay, it is entering into epididymis. Second one, it enters into the vas deferens. then it will come out through the ejaculatory duct and comes out of the body. Okay, so very important point that you have to understand is here the testes are not inside the abdomen, it is outside the abdomen. Why it is outside the abdomen? It is temperature sensitive. So it is kept lower temperature when you compare with the body temperature. Understand, right? So that is what the male reproductive system is. Now, you know what is spermatogenesis, no? Spermatogenesis. What is spermatogenesis? That you are very much clear now. It is formation of spermatozoa. Spermatozoa is nothing but the sperm cells. Matured sperm cells are called spermatozoa. Okay, the process is called spermatogenesis. The product is called spermatozoa. Okay, right. So now the spermatogenesis involves production of sperm cells, and these sperm cells are haploid in number. Haploid means single. Okay, haploid in number. Now the structure of the sperm cells it is having three different parts. So number one, the structure of the sperm, it is having the egg part. This is the egg part. Clear? And the egg will have nucleus. Okay, and this egg will have a cap like structure like this, and that cap like structure is called agrosome. This agrosome, now here it is the cytoplasm, everything. Okay, so this is the first part. Three part we have to study. First one is the egg. Egg has nucleus for division, and the cap like structure you will find here called this agrosome. This agrosome will involve in penetration of, or penetration means entering inside. Okay, penetration, it will enter into the egg. It will penetration into the egg. Okay, so when the egg is there like this, the sperm cells enter inside. So this, which one is entering inside is agrosome. Agrosome is removed, then nucleus will be sent inside this egg, and egg will have one more nucleus and it is fused. Okay, right. So now this agrosome consists of a kind of an enzyme. Clear? And that enzyme is called iol-uronidase enzyme. Iol-uronidase. And this enzyme has been produced from this structure called agrosome. So this enzyme that helps the sperm cell to enter into the ovum. So that is the role of this iol-uronidase enzyme. Okay. Then afterwards, it will have a short neck, a very small neck. So this is a neck. And this neck area, this is the neck part of this sperm cells. And in this you will have the centrioles. Two centrioles will be there. Neck will have two centrioles. Centrioles which is towards the nucleus. Okay, that is called the proximal centriole. This will involve in the division of the zygote. So that means helps in the division of this. Then the centriole which is close back towards, that is called this distal centriole. One is called the proximal, another one is called distal. The distal forms the tail part of the sperm for movement. Okay, because the spermatozoa or sperm cells are called as motile cells. Motile means it will move. Okay, a male produces around 200 to 300 million sperm cells per single ejaculations, right? So now here this is the neck area, and then it will have a short, a middle piece. This is the second part is the middle piece. Okay, so the middle piece will have some spirally coiled structure. This structure is called mitochondria. Mitochondria. This provides ATP, energy for the movement. So it's a motile cell. Sperm moves only with the help of this middle piece, or that means mitochondria. Then it forms a tail-like structure. This is the third one. It's a tail part. Okay, right. So all these are the important one, the structures of the sperm cells. There are more structures we will study, all this axil, filament, everything, but that is all not discussed in the book. So this is enough regarding the male part of it. Okay, right. So that is what the male reproductive system is. Now we will study about the female reproductive system, and then structure of egg, and we will complete. Now the female reproductive system. Here the primary organ, the primary sex organ in female is the pair of ovaries. Okay, and this ovary, where it is located, the location of this ovary is inside the abdomen. Why inside the abdomen? Because it does not, egg production does not need any influence of the temperature. So it is present inside the abdominal cavity. Okay, so now this is the structure of ovary, and ovary will have a finger-like structure like this, and this is called the infundibulum. Infundibulum. This is ovary, and then it leads to a tube like this. This tube is called fallopian tube. Then it is having a structure like this and comes here. Fallopian tube is extended like this. Then it will lead into a structure called uterus. One half only I have done it, another half is here like this. So one more gets like this. So this is the uterus, and this part is the vagina. So these are the reproductive parts in the female: ovary, infundibulum, fallopian tube, uterus, vagina. Now here when we talk about this ovary, I will take this ovary here for your understanding. This is the ovary. Now here we have the ovaries consist of two parts, the outer part and inner part. The outer part is called cortex and the inner part is called medulla. Okay, the outer part of the ovary is called cortex, inner part is called medulla. Now this cortex consists of a network of connective tissue like this. Here, so I am talking this ovary, connective tissue. So here in this connective tissue, the lining of this like this. So the lining is made up of a cell called germinal epithelial cells. Germinal epithelial cells. Germinal epithelium means germination. It will help to germinate. So that means a female will have here a small oocyte. This is the primary oocyte. Oocyte means egg cell. So when the child is undergoing maturation after puberty, this will start to enlarge in size like this. It will enlarge. Then it forms secondary oocyte. Okay. So first one is called primary and maturation is called secondary. So now then only it will enter into this fallopian tube. This secondary oocyte will enter into the fallopian tube, get fertilized, everything. Fertilization time we will study. Okay. So this secondary oocyte, this process, no, this full process will takes place from the primary to secondary oocyte. Everything is taking place inside the cortex. So this development of this egg cells done by this germinal epithelial cells. Okay, right. So very important. So here the function of this taking place in the ovary. So ovary function is making this egg cells to enlarged to undergo maturation. Now, when this primary egg cell will be undergoing maturation, first the primary egg cell will be surrounded by a layer, a cover called primary follicles. Follicle means cup-shaped cells, like this cube shape. See, if this is the cell is surrounding like this. See, like this cup shape. Inside you will have this primary oocyte. Okay, then it forms one more layer outside. This is called again secondary follicles. Then it forms one more layer, that is called tertiary follicles. Then it forms another layer, that is called Graafian follicles. Okay, so these many structures are formed in the entire ovary. So now when it becomes secondary follicle, it will have secondary oocyte. This much clear, this much you understand, then only we can able to understand the fertilization process. Now this process, no, the primary oocyte is getting converted into secondary oocyte. At the same time, primary follicle also will develop into secondary, tertiary and Graafian follicle. All these process are called as oogenesis. So the function of the ovary is oogenesis. What is oogenesis? Genesis I already told you, formation. Oogenesis means egg formation. This egg is also haploid in nature. Okay, right. So now this is being formed. So this is everything takes place in the cortex. Which one? The development of the egg cells, development of the cover, that is the follicles, everything. Clear? So that is what happens inside this cortex. Clear? So you can read that one, you will be able to understand. We studied already in male reproductive system the structure of sperm cells. Now we will study about the structure of ovum. Structure of ovum. Now the ovum or egg production is called as oogenesis. What is the role of oogenesis? Nature of oogenesis haploid. Same when we talked about the spermatogenesis. What is spermatogenesis? Formation of sperm cells. So spermatogenesis, here sperm is formed. Nature of the sperm haploid. The nature of the egg haploid. Now both this spermatogenesis, oogenesis, both are called as gametogenesis. Gametogenesis. 2 mark question, okay? And this both join together to give a zygote. Zygote will have this N and this N, so diploid. This process only is called as fertilization process. So this is the fertilization process. Understand? So now what you are going to study is the structure of ovum. With that we will complete now. Now the structure of ovum is, the ovum, this is the actual structure of the ovum. Okay. Now the matured ovum is a spherical in shape and it do not have any yolk at all, but it is having more cytoplasm. So all these are the cytoplasm. So it is having the cytoplasm. Clear? And it is also having the nucleus like this. Nucleus is not in the center, because when you talk about the egg, when you come to higher secondary you will learn that in egg there are 2 poles are there. One is called animal pole and vegetative pole. So this is present in one corner. So nucleus you have to draw in one corner. Okay, right. So now this is the nucleus. That is the nucleus. Clear? Right. So now this egg is surrounded by 3 membrane. Now the first membrane, this membrane, inside the cytoplasm we are having this membrane is called the plasma membrane. Any cell will have cover that is called the plasma membrane. Okay, now, and the plasma membrane is surrounded by inner, it is actually the entire is plasma membrane. So this is the plasma membrane which is surrounding inner, that means close to the egg cytoplasm. So the plasma membrane which is inner is called zona pellucida. Don't forget that this is an inner membrane. So actually it is surrounded by plasma membrane. The plasma membrane which is inner to this is called the zona pellucida, and this is a primary egg membrane which the first membrane covers it up, the egg. Okay, now the that is second one, the outer membrane which is formed here. This is very thick membrane like this, a membrane which is forming outer like this. So this membrane is very thick, so it is the outer membrane. It is a very thick membrane, and this membrane is called corona radiata. Why corona radiata? Because it forms a crown like structures like this. It is forming like this. It will form entire egg is covered surrounded by these layers. Okay, so corona radiata. Right. So that is the membrane which is outside. Now the corona radiata is formed by these cells like this. So these cells are called the follicle cells. Follicle means a cup shaped cells, cube like cells. Clear? So this is important. Now the membrane that forming the surface layer of the ovum, and that is called here, this membrane here, you will find it, see close to this area here. This is a fluid filled membrane. You can find it here. Okay, so we have studied three membranes. One is called zona pellucida. Then we find one membrane called the corona radiata and all this. So this membrane here, this is called, very important membrane called, this is a fluid filled membrane called the Vitalian membrane. Vitalian membrane. Okay, sorry. Vitalian or Vitalian membrane. Clear? Right. So this is fluid filled space. It is present between the zona pellucida and the surface of the egg. So this space is called perivitalian space, this one. So this is the entire structure of the egg cells. Okay. So today's class we discussed about the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system, as well as the gametogenesis part. Clear? Right. So gametogenesis will have two processes. One is called spermatogenesis, sperm cell formation, oogenesis, egg cell formation, both fertilized to give zygote which is diploid. Clear? Right. So next class we will talk about the fertilization part, and then we will complete with the reproductive health. Clear? Right. Thank you.